everybody. We're going to start with sales. Absolutely key. And that's why I'm so pleased that Amanda is with us today. Welcome, Amanda. Handing over to you.
Thank you. I've got 3 tips for you today, and they come from listening and speaking to, literally hundreds of salespeople in the last few months. And my 3 tips are actually, they might provoke you a little bit, but I make no apologies for that. It might surprise you to know that the salespeople we've spoken to, and particularly their sales managers, and we're all business owners, so if we're talking to ourselves here, is that many people are still fearful of selling virtually. They are fearful of this environment, which we have to work with at the moment. We have no choice. And they're fearful of making the wrong impression on customers. So my very first tip actually is to embrace the virtual sell. Embrace it however you need to for your customers. But I'm just going to give you a few tips. The first is find a hook. And I'm using a background. There are many other types of hooks that you can use. Find a background that is going to allow you to have a hook. What I mean by a hook is a theme that is just going to wake up your customers. One of our speakers this morning at a session I was running calls it zombie Zoom face. We must get into a position where we stop in the zombie Zoom face. I'm looking at you guys now. I'm looking at my panelists even. What exactly is your impact online? Please, can you practice your body language? Practice using as much expression as you can, and practice waking up your customers from zombie Zoom face. Practice the technology if you need to. Prepare and be ready so that actually it's worth them listening. We are all the time on these things. You need to make sure that you're avoiding the zombie Zoom face. Practice if you need to. That's the first thing. The second thing I'm going to say is ask brilliant questions about 2021 when you get in hold of a customer. Ask great questions, not closed questions like, are you all right? And, do you need more sales, or do you need any orders, or, do you need me to do anything for you? Really great open questions that allow your customers to tell their stories. So ask a question like, what do you think your main challenges have been in the last 8 months? Where do you expect to put most of your time in the next quarter? And really, really listen to what their stories they're telling you. One of our speakers called it story listening, by asking a great question, because as soon as you start to hear your customers' stories, you'll be able to understand where their needs are, and then thinking about how you're going to match your sales, your pitch, or how you're going to help them to what they're saying. So ask great questions. Open questions with a really, really specific insert: main, most, top 3, least, worst, best, all of those inserts, which we talked about in a previous session. I'm going to say one more thing, and that is, I'm going to move so you can see it. Kind of get the idea. Find a way to celebrate with your customers. Find a way to share your successes. Find a way to share their successes. If you can, send them something in the post. If you can't, make sure that you personally email and message them and get hold of them to do that. Send them a little video, a little video with a background like this, which may not be your style, but what we're looking for is cut through. We're looking for cut through so that they choose your face to look at when they open their emails, and not other people's. And ideally, when you do ring and say, have you got 5 minutes to talk about next year, they will answer. If you celebrate what you've done in the last year, then people will want to know, because we're all really, really keen and loyal to our preferred suppliers. So make sure that you find a way to celebrate with them. They are my top tips. That's the first time I've used Zoom backgrounds. I don't know whether that worked or not. Please give me feedback. My guy this morning said don't use them. So, hey, we've all got to try these provocative things. I really do, though, provoke you to get hold of your customers, share what you've been doing, and to celebrate with them. So, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you so much. Brilliant. I love that. Avoid a zombie Zoom face. That's really brilliant.